I always used to think, how much protein does my body actually require? Am I getting enough protein from my vegetable sources? And if not, will it affect my overall health? Do I need to add more protein in my diet if I am doing exercise on a regular basis? All these questions made me curious about why protein intake is so important. And then I started searching answers to these questions through many research papers. So let's quickly jump into each of these questions one by one in more detail. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Aditi. I'm certified in food and nutrition and currently pursuing masters in nutrition science. My goal? Well, it is to make people believe that health should be their topmost priority, which can be achieved through simple lifestyle changes in order to ensure overall wellness. Before I start answering those questions, we should know some basic functions that proteins perform inside our body. So, proteins are not only required for our body's growth and development, but it is also crucial for our muscle growth. Proteins are also needed for repairing our cells and tissues, and it can also synthesize hormones like insulin, which is needed for our body's metabolism and for regulating different body processes as well. Our antibodies, which help us in fighting off infection, are made up of proteins, which means that proteins can also support our immune system. All these function proves that proteins are really important for maintaining our overall health. Now, what are the different types of food sources that can fulfill our protein requirement? Well, we can get protein from animal-based foods like lean meat, egg, fish, dairy products like milk, cheese, yogurt, curd, and many more. And we can also get protein from plant sources like whole grains, lentils, some legumes, pulses, nuts, seeds, and many more. So, all these foods contain protein and are healthy for us as well. So, the first question that came in my mind was, is protein actually harmful for our kidneys? Well, research suggests that high protein intake does not affect our kidney health. In fact, a review suggests that if an individual is consuming 2.5 gram of protein per day, then it will not have any negative impact on our kidney health. But this scenario changes if a person is having chronic kidney diseases. In this case, one should avoid high protein intake because this can worsen the condition. But overall, protein actually enhances our kidney function instead of disrupting it. Now, the second question is, are vegetarian sources enough to fulfill our daily requirement of protein? Well, if we are planning our diet in a proper way, then it's a yes. Now you must be thinking, how? Give me some time. Well, a review in PMC suggests that if we combine different types of plant sources like whole grains, lentils, pulses, nuts and seeds and consume them together, then it can actually fulfill our daily requirement of protein. It's because, as we all know, plant sources does not contain adequate amount of protein. But what if we combine these food sources all together and have them in combination? Like we can combine different types of pulses, or we can have nuts and seeds together. In this way, we can have adequate amount of protein in our diet, and this proves that plant sources can fulfill our protein requirement if we eat them together. Now, the third question is, Can non-vegetable food sources cause unfavorable health outcomes? Well, the answer to this question is a bit complicated because I got mixed reviews to this question. On one side, WHO proves that red meats or processed meats are carcinogenic in nature, which means it can cause cancers in many cases. Also, a Harvard study suggests that processed meats can increase the chances of having cardiovascular diseases. But on the other side, many research papers suggests that meats contain a lot of healthy nutrients which also includes protein, which is of course good for our overall health. So from my perspective, we should not choose meats that are processed because they are not good for our health. Instead, we should choose those meats that are not processed and are good for our health. In this way, we can eat healthy non-vegetarian foods and can also get sufficient amount of protein in our diet as well. Now, the fourth question is, are protein powders necessary for those individuals who does not perform workout on a daily basis? If you ask me, I believe that protein powders are neither necessary for those who perform workout daily nor for those who perform no workout on a daily basis. A PubMed study suggests that if we are consuming foods like pulses, lentils, legumes, bean, then we don't have to rely on protein powders or even supplements to fulfill our requirements of protein. Protein powders are mainly for those who perform vigorous high-intense workout and are athletes as well. Protein powders are not for those who do light to moderate workouts on a daily basis. So I guess we should not go for protein powders or supplements in order to get adequate amount of protein if we can easily get protein from our natural food sources, which is sufficient to fulfill our requirement of proteins on a daily basis and are good for our health as well. The fifth question is there any upper limit to how much protein we should consume in a single meal? A recent research paper suggests that there is no such upper limit to how much protein we should consume in each of our meals. Basically, it's very difficult to decide an upper limit to how much protein we should consume to fulfill our daily protein requirements. It's because everyone's needs are different. Whether it's a child or an adult or an elder, basically everyone. And so it's very hard to fix an upper limit of protein intake for everyone. What we can do is we should listen to our body's signal and then decide accordingly how much protein we should consume in each of our meals. In this way, we can provide ourselves sufficient amount of protein which is healthy as well as beneficial for our health. The sixth and the last question is, do we need proteins even if we are not physically active throughout the day? Well, of course, we need protein in adequate amount even if we are not physically active throughout the whole day. Proteins are not only required for our physical activities, but it is also crucial for our muscles, cells, tissues, immune system, and for different types of body processes as well. So we should make sure whether we are active or not active throughout the day, we should consume sufficient amount of protein from our diet in order to maintain our overall health. So let's conclude this video by saying that protein is the cornerstone of our overall health, and so we should make sure that we are having sufficient amount of protein in our diet so that we can keep ourselves healthy and fit. Also, we should try to keep ourselves away from some of the myths like proteins are not required if we are not physically active, proteins are bad for our kidney health, they can make us fat, and protein powders are really crucial to fulfill our requirements. Instead of believing in these myths, we should just make some simple changes like having food sources that can fulfill our protein requirement, whether it's animal based or plant based. We just need to focus on healthy food sources which are enough to provide us adequate amount of protein and are healthy as well as can help us in ensuring overall wellness. Do let me know in the comment section what are some of the myths that you have came across about protein, and also do let me know how are you fulfilling your daily requirement of protein in a healthy way. If you found this video useful, then do like this video and share it with your friends and family. If you want more such videos, then do subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to be updated. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, peace out. And remember, wellness over everything. Thanks for watching.